Good afternoon, everyone. Just kind of making this video because I made this really huge confessional earlier. And I'm not going to make Malia put that in a VL, so I'm just going to do this and really just go through what happened over the last couple days. So basically, man, I say that a lot. I say basically a lot when I make these videos. Need to change up my stuff. Whatever. All right, I'm making this too long now. We lose the challenge, which I kind of figured we would. I mean, Toklo was going to lose anyway. That advantage was so huge. Being able to put 30% on two of these things was massive. So having to outpace a 20% and a 30% advantage, I knew it was going to be Toklo. So we needed to just have like a beast mode challenge, which I actually think we did really well. I don't think Plum is completely unbeatable. However, I think it's going to be tough. So we lose the challenge. No big deal. I kind of figured we would anyway. And we end up in our joint with Toklo, which I was fine with because I figure if there's one way I knew I would be safe, it would be up against them. So we get over there and immediately you can just tell it's gonna be Tanupa, or however you say it, and Kolchani. You just knew it. You just knew that it would be, because Desert is so obsessed with being OG strong, and the entire of the Tanupas are OG strong. And here, there's a lot of ways that you figure this out throughout the day. So the first is Romy and Corbin and everybody is kind of like, listen, Dag's inactive, like we can maybe get an easy Dag vote here. Corbin is really worried about being at a 4 because he knows for a fact that he's on the bottom of Romy and Desert, who have been together the entire time. I guess Corbin has convinced himself that Jake and B and Q wouldn't necessarily be like totally together, but they are, because they spent the first 2 days in this game together. So anyways, he's worried about that. He wants it to be either Dag or Lisbon. And so we start talking about it. Now, Romy is perfectly fine with Dag going. Romy understands how to play this game. Desert doesn't want to do that. So everybody goes to bed after the chit chat. I wake up. It's 10 a.m. I have a really good voice chat with Lisbon. In fact, it was so good that I'm like, man, I can actually like genuinely trust this guy. I feel like my position on Alien is getting like a ton better. So he tells me, hey, Desert and I were kind of talking last night, and Jake is the one who we think should be the vote. It's probably the path of least resistance. He's played with the least amount of people on, or had the least connections of everybody on the Cross Tribe. So we should do that. So Lisbon, who's trying to still be good with Melissa, tells Melissa this, hey, we should do Jake. Well, Melissa, she tells Jake, so Jake knows the plan, which is, again, fine. I mean, who cares? He doesn't have an idol. These people are not that good at the Safari. You have to be good at the Safari to be able to get stuff. So, like, I don't know. If there's one series that I'm not worried about just some random person having an advantage like that, it's this one. So, the day goes on, the chit-chat, whatever. I had a few VCs with people. I had one with Desert, and basically what happened is I told him he's getting blamed for Dag and Lisbon, throwing out Jake. Now, originally, my thought process was, I'll get out Dag. He's not really active. I feel like he's, there's this weird thing where Melissa is saying he is active, and she's the only person saying this. And the fact that he can just come online and make decisions, it's just, I don't know, bugs me. So Corbin finally gets online at about 5 o'clock. And he is like, okay, I don't want to be on a tribe before. What can we do to get Dag out? And I'm like, I really, I feel like Dag or Lisbon, maybe. So I start talking to Zanny. I start talking to Melissa about it. And basically the timeline goes as follows. At around 7:30, I start saying to people, like, why is Dag, like, basically immune from this vote? He sent me 3 messages since the entire joint. One of which was, we found our target, with no name, like, we, as in, like, you and Corbin get to be in the middle. That is how we were treated. The entire joint, we were treated by Tanapa as, you guys be with us, and in Colchani's like, you guys be with us, which I'll get into in a second. So he talks to Melissa about this. Melissa sends me some DM that's like, how did you get them to change their mind? I'm like, I didn't even do that. I don't know, whatever. So Dag gets on, calls me at around 8 o'clock, and finally spills the beans about the mic thing. Finally tells me that they were going for Nick, that Nick was like the least active of everybody, and they want to break up the trio without being as big a deal. Well, that's when Melissa, I guess, who didn't want to target Weeb, which is what I guess Mike wanted to really do, flipped, and she was just super sketchy about it, made a bunch of promises, but I don't know. Anyways, he was mad at Melissa because now he's like, listen, we've not played with Jake. He's like, she played with Jake for 2 days and has basically said to us that she doesn't really care about him all that much. And now all of a sudden she is back with him for some weird arbitrary reason. So he's pissed. He actually asked us for that alliance. And I mean, I don't like that we did the pancake thing. In my opinion, we should have just talked it out, but whatever. So then, about an hour later, me and Corbin get put in an alliance with all the Tanupas, and us. This was after B&Q had already spilled the beans to Desert, of all people. B&Q just told Desert for no reason whatsoever what we wanted to do. But, okay, so my idea is, here's the easiest way we can do this. Corbin and I can tell basically the rest of the Tunas that we're pissed at B&Q, we've not played with B&Q, we don't know him very well, and we feel like we're most comfortable voting for him. The problem is in the Colchanis refuse to budge on Jake because of the pancake. They all said they would do it, but then they like wouldn't do it. And I'm hearing from the Tunas that we're doing Lisbon. Jake has not told me that he wants to do Lisbon. B&Q hasn't talked to me in 4 hours. Melissa just said, can we discuss it? And all of a sudden, these people are like, oh yeah, this is the plan. So like, okay, I'm just being told what to do now. So I have a decision that I have to make. I have to roll with one group that is fully OG, despite the fact that Zanny has not been on 2 tribes with the other 2 people. He was on 1 tribe with B&Q, and then B&Q giving B&Q that information in the ice cream shop almost screwed his game. He's not been with Melissa for, multiple days. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me. Not to mention, the entire time we're on Alien, I'm trying to talk to him about how close he is with Melissa, what we can work with, and he's not giving me anything. It's like I don't know. So it's like when it came to them, and I trust Zanny, I like Zanny, but it's like they're just telling me what to do. So I have Romy and Desert, who I both really trust, and I have Lisbon, who I've gained a lot of trust in, and then Corbin, who I want to have his back. They're not telling me that I have to do anything at all. So you know, we rolled with that. So essentially what it came down to was I just had to do what I felt would be the best for Corbin, and I wanted to do the thing that's what best for me, as in, like, I'm not being told what to do. So right now we're back at Alien, and I actually think I'm in a really good spot. I helped Elizabeth get an extra vote today, and even though I'm kind of the swing, whereas before I think those three would have been really tight and Zanny and I had to dig our way out of the bottom, I actually kind of think that I'm up, like, that I'll survive this no matter what. I mean, because we've got 2 votes in Melissa and Zanny that we can do, and I kind of think Elizabeth is cool to roll with me over Dag for the same reasons we've been talking about, but we will cross that bridge. So anyways, yeah, it was a mess. The last thing I want to say before I hang this up is I don't think Jake should have gone. I think it would have been less messy for me to just do B&Q, because I feel like I would have been able to tell them we want to do that because we're mad at B&Q, but instead we did Jake, which makes it look like we're fully with them. So I do think my game was hurt a little bit in regard to that. I think that it made it look like I chose a side, when really that's not necessarily what happened here. Jake didn't do anything wrong. He basically just existed, and got voted out for that, when really the bigger problems were with B&Q, Zanny, and Melissa, and yet the person who didn't do anything all day and was pretty compliant with everybody all day got the boot. So I have to reassess where I am. I do think I'm in a better spot short term and a worse spot long term, whereas a couple of days ago I was in a better spot long term and a bad spot short term. The good thing is I think that I can basically be a free agent and do what I want, which is pretty fun. I've not been able to play that way in a long time. So we're gonna see how it goes, and I don't know. Oh, last thing, like really last thing. Zanny told me not to talk to him for a day. Called me a coward and weak, basically. Like, I like Zanny. I think he's a nice guy. Nah, man. No. Chill out, because I want to work with you, but I ain't gonna do the, again, you push me where to go. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. You don't tell me what to do. And you don't call me weak, because that ain't the case. All right, have a good day.